Katie was telling us about the Rivian starting shipments into Europe. This was not unexpected, as you write in your note, but you are encouraged by the fact that it's happening sooner rather than later. Is this an instance where Rivian under promises and over delivers, or is this production just on a faster timeline than many had anticipated?
Yes, hey, thanks. I would say actually it was probably the former. They probably weren't ready to say with any certainty, back when we last heard from them on the last earnings call, that they were ready to ship to Europe. They had all the approvals and all the other logistics in place to make that happen. But now that it is ready, apparently through their partnership with Amazon, it does seem like they are ready to kind of over deliver on that kind of promise. Absolutely.
And you see a lot of that good news in the price. Rivian on track for a 6-day of gains. But why not yet a buy rating, Michael? What keeps you cautious here?
Yeah, I mean, look, this upgrade today was based on a change in the headlines, turning a lot more positive over the last month or so. But some of those negative headlines are still there, and possible risks are still there. A few of them include the ramp up of production on schedule and kind of meeting their full year guidance. There are a few changeovers in suppliers that have to take place across seats, wheels, etc., that they have not completed yet. There's always some disruption issues there that could take place. And then interest rates and the broader economy. Could consumers opt for lower priced EVs or other kinds of vehicles as opposed to their relatively high priced SUV and pickup truck version?
Okay, so I want to continue on that in that vein, higher interest rates, because we pretty much know that the Fed is going to raise rates. Well, they've said 2 more times, possibly by 25 basis points each. Walk us through a little bit more what higher rates would mean for a company like Rivian.
Well, there's a potential that having to get a loan to get a car might be challenging to obtain if it's a higher interest rate. It's as simple as that. It's just going to raise your monthly cash outlay if you're a consumer. On the other hand, because it's a high-priced, higher-end vehicle in most cases, a lot of the consumers that are buying one can afford to buy one with cash, and so hopefully it won't be that much of a headwind. But simply, higher monthly payments is kind of all that higher interest rates means right now for the auto consumer.
And Michael, I want to get your thoughts on the partnership with Amazon. Of course, Amazon is the biggest shareholder and the biggest customer to Rivian. Is there a form of key man risks there, if you will?
There is. If Amazon were to opt to take its shares and/or sell the shares, certainly that could cause a headwind to the stock price, even if there's no dilution involved. We saw other companies in the mobility space over the last few weeks sell shares from one holder to another, one large holder to another, and that unfortunately did result in some share price downside, even though there were no new shares being offered. That would certainly happen here. In addition, because they're such a large buyer of the vehicles, if they were to kind of back out in any way, that kind of headline would be one of the other risks we would see as well for the shares.